Welcome to segment 3 of Joe and the Fat Man. Joe Smeltzer, Kyle Fatman Golick, Nittany Sports Now, Jay Hallahan, who's also our producer, and writes at Mike Farrell Sports. We're getting in the NFL preseason season. The Hall of Fame game was played last Thursday, about 5 days before the recording of this episode. Training camps are in full session, and probably I would say the second most prominent Penn State player in the NFL is pretty mad at his current organization. Micah Parsons, the disputes between him and the Dallas Cowboys, the Jones family, they're pretty well known by now, right? TJ Watt got paid, Myles Garrett got paid, Micah Parsons is right up there with those two guys on the edge, but he hasn't been paid yet. And not only have the Cowboys not worked out a deal with him, they've seems like they're trying pretty hard to piss him off with Jerry Jones saying things publicly. And I guess they succeeded because Micah Parsons wrote in a lengthy Twitter statement Friday afternoon that he wants out of Dallas. He wants traded. Now these things need to be taken with a grain of salt. A, because the Cowboys don't have to do anything. They don't have to trade Micah Parsons. They don't have to pay Micah Parsons. And B, we saw what happened with Myles Garrett last year in Cleveland, and yeah, he's not leaving Cleveland for a long time now. So fellas, what do you make of this? Is it realistic that Micah Parsons does get traded? And I don't want to ask, how much is he worth, because that's a very loaded, complicated question with a lot of layers to it. But do you feel that basically, do you feel he has a legitimate gripe with the Cowboys, and do you see anything right from the Cowboys end too?
So let's unpack this and let's understand who we're dealing with. And I'm not talking necessarily about Micah Parsons. I'm talking about one Jerry Jones. I think all of us here can agree on this. Jerry Jones only cares about keeping his Cowboys at the front of all sports talk. That is how he's managed, even though he's gotten rid of Jimmy Johnson almost 30 years ago. Okay. And the Cowboys have yet to win another Super Bowl, let alone, I think they've only won probably one or two playoff games since then.
Well,
That
they
is
did win a Super Bowl with Switzer, but I mean, anybody could have coached that team.
true.
Yeah.
I mean, this would be the 30th anniversary
Yep.
of Switzer Super Bowl.
Steeler fans know they won a Super Bowl with Switzer.
Yeah,
So,
but this is a owner GM that all he does is keeps that sports talk going. He loves that log on a fire, unlike any other one. And I think this is another one of those things. I think he sensed it. He knows he's going to pay Micah. It's just he wants to make some dollar bills out of it too for himself. Like I said, it isn't like Myles Garrett, who went into Cleveland plain dealer and took out an ad saying like he wants to go. Like that was the extreme Myles Garrett went. All Micah Parsons did was literally go silent, then put up a last ride thing with Trayvon Diggs about the midnight before he went on his iPhone, typed up, essentially his war and peace on why he wants to be traded, and then screenshot it and put it up on X. This is one of those things that he even knows for his star value, he got to be careful. Because if he's dealt to somewhere, and I'm not saying to Cleveland as in they are going to trade him to Cleveland because they already have Myles Garrett. I don't think they need two edge rushers. I don't think they even have the cap space for it, but I'm using Cleveland as an example. If he's in a situation where he's not allowed to flourish, think Randy Moss with the Raiders. That's it for those of us that are older like me that remembers that failed experiment. It damages his brand. And these athletes are so aware of their brand. This is doing raising money. I think Jerry Jones is being a little bit too much on the theatrics with it. There's no need to, Michael Person, I think, was the name that he used, saying like he thinks he's a ranch handler, not a quarterback. You know, attacker at the one press conference. I think this is one of those things that you know it'll be solved right as the season starts. I think Micah Parsons is going to make a lot of money, but I think it's just Jerry Jones being Jerry Jones.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sure he's going to pay him, but what I mean, we've seen him do it before. Like Kyle mentioned back in the '90s. I mean, Emmitt Smith had a holdout situation where I think he missed the first 2 or 3 games into the season. That was Emmitt Smith. And the one thing that Jerry Jones mentioned that really raised eyebrows was he brought up the whole Dak Prescott getting paid $60 million a year and didn't play in the full season. And I think that rubbed Micah Parsons the wrong way. But eventually they're going to get a deal done. I doubt they trade Micah Parsons. I don't think that happens. Just like I doubt Washington trades away Terry McLaurin. Like I think everything's going to get solved. It's just
And Steelers could use scary Terry.
yeah, they could, and
That's not gonna happen.
and they could even use Micah Parsons rushing off the edge with T.J. Watt.
So
There's so many different things you could really go into those avenues about with Jerry Jones getting on Micah Parsons, and I just think it's silly, and I don't know why he does it, but hey, I mean, if he wants to continue to run his team to the ground, be my guest.
So Jay, you're telling us right now that Howie isn't going to go to another NFC East rival and fleece a Penn State product to Philly, right?
No, I don't. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that the Cowboys would even allow that to happen.
Not a chance. Some other Penn State NFL news. Saquon Barkley declined to be on one of Donald Trump's task forces. Cowie wrote about that. DeAndre Lambert Smith had a pretty good Hall of Fame game with a touchdown catch. Abdul Carter's looking pretty good in training camp. Obviously, none of this is really anywhere close to the headlines that Micah Parsons made. But what sticks out to you guys about some other things that surround Penn State in the NFL right now?
I'll let you go, Jay.
Well, I think when you look at what Penn State has had coming into the NFL the last couple of years, looking at the edge rushers that have been entering into the years or entering into the NFL, as Kyle alluded to earlier, and Abdul Carter looks like he's going to be an absolute menace to tackles. And I'll be the first to say it. I'm an Eagles fan, but we are not going to be dominating the Giants' defensive line in total like we did the last couple seasons, just because I think Abdul Carter is going to be that big of a force along the Giants' D line. I mean, it's something when you can say that a rookie goes in to a team and you just take one look at them and you're just like, damn, that is going to be scary. But then you actually see clips of them and then you're really like, damn, that's going to be even more scary. So I feel like Abdul Carter is the main talking point here. I think you look at the next couple seasons or this upcoming season, I think he's a shoo-in for Defensive Rookie of the Year because of what he has next to him and Dexter Lawrence, and then even Brian Burns, although he's rushing off the opposite side. But yeah, Kyle, what do you think?
So I'm going to go a completely different direction because I'm pretty good at going completely different directions. And how can you not love what you're seeing in Indianapolis with Tyler Warren? I mean, everything that I've seen come out of Indianapolis is they are extremely happy to have him at tight end, and he's made a lot of great plays in the highlights that we've seen. I think for a team that got absolutely nothing in the tight ends a season ago,
Yeah.
they're going to leverage Tyler Warren like no other. He'll be like a good complement to Jonathan Taylor. Hopefully that helps Anthony Richardson out there, or whomever's their quarterback. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Tyler Warren.
Absolutely.
All right, we're rounding third and headed for home on Joe and the Fat Man. Segment 4, as always, we're ending with the box of mystery. Don't go anywhere.